Today's investigation is about the professional Tekken player and tournament organizer Shinblade.
Oh, what's good? What's good, y'all? It's your boy Shinblade. Over Shin folks, man, you know I host WTI. Most known as a Tekken player, one of the best thief artists in the country. I do content now, man, mainly on YouTube, stream on Twitch, Shinblade TV on both. Every technicals, talk about the situation that's currently still going on in my life.
Who, for the past few years, has been embroiled in controversy and litigation following several allegations from women in the fighting game community. But as of recent, people appear to be warming up to him. Now, I know others like PK and Mike Hollow have already planted their flag and led the charge on this case. But I thought, maybe it's about time I took a crack at it. What do you think, Sponge? Is he on the up and up?
I don't know. Smells kind of fishy.
Sponge, you live in the ocean. Everything smells fishy.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah.
My bad.
Hey, if you two clowns are just fucking around, I printed out that incident report you needed.
At least I can count on one of you to do your job around here.
Yeah, well, maybe if you start paying me, I'll start working.
Hey, you stay here rent-free. You know what? I don't have time for this. Thank you, Robert.
Yeah, no problem, G.
Is that a Vietnamese coffee? Where's mine?
Huh? Well, you didn't ask.
Okay, I'll remember
You know
that.
where I was going. You guys know the deal. I go through the accusations, I build you the timeline, we create a thesis, maybe he's guilty, maybe he's innocent, maybe we don't know. That's the name of the game, alright? One of the accusers, Tex, recanted her statements and actually apologized, so I'm gonna save us all time and just skip that one. So we'll talk about the two main accusers, Monie and Angel. And since chronologically the incident with Monie occurred first, let's start there. October 29th to the 31st of 2021. The tournament kit was happening in Lebanon. And no, not the one that you're thinking of.
So at KIT 2022, I was a victim of sexual assault where I had an incident with someone named Shinblade. After the bracket was completed that Saturday night, a couple of friends and I, we had a few shots at the bar. At that moment where I felt like I was a little bit too buzzed, I want to say, I was like, let me go home. So I called an Uber. I was waiting for my Uber outside. Shinblade came up to me and was like, I'll take you home. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I didn't think anything of it. After that, he even took me to go get something to grab a bite to eat. Then we go to the hotel. I'm thinking Shinblade's going to essentially leave because I know he has a significant other. But he decided to, come to the room. I guess he wanted to chill or whatever. I was like, okay, whatever, that's fine. You can go ahead and chill. I don't mind. As I'm eating my food, he sat next to me and he made unwanted advances, like touching on me inappropriately, which I felt was like, can you please stop? I told him, no, I don't want to do that with you. No, I'm here with somebody. At the time, I was talking with somebody and there was my roommate, and I really didn't want him touching on me. So I had texted my roommate to call for help. I was like, hey, can you come back to the room because Shinblade won't leave? I'll link text messages after this thread when I put it all in a twit longer for people who hasn't seen it. Shinblade was like, oh shit, he's here. Let me dap him up, whatever. And then he left. And I literally just broke down to my roommate, the person that I was talking to at the time. I just broke down and was like, it was so uncomfortable. I'd never want to experience that again. It was just very traumatic.
Initially, she says that he was trying to touch her inappropriately, but later, in a follow-up statement, the accusation becomes a lot more clear. However, there is one detail she got wrong that isn't too important. She said that it happened in 2022. That's not correct. It happened in 2021. But given that she was reporting on it 3 years later, stuff like this happens. It's a numerical error. That's fine. Now, Shinblade claims that he brought her to the motel at the direction of her roommate, Shinobi. There was no Uber involved. She wanted to go home. Shinobi still wanted to play. So instead of him taking her home, like they probably previously were doing, he was probably the guy driving, Shinblade took over that role. And when Shinblade got to the motel, he was going to just drop her off, but he noticed that there was a lot of men lurking outside of the motel. So, to keep her safe, he walked her in, and then he promptly left the scene. there's a couple pieces of evidence that are very important to consider here. Number one, Monie allegedly was breaking down because she was incredibly distraught over her encounter with Shinblade the night before, right? Not sure how much of that information was related to Shinobi, but obviously, you know, maybe he picked up on something or she kept it all to herself. We go to the next day, and Shinobi and Monie are both posing for a picture on Shinblade's phone.
On the Sunday after this event happened, we was all three hanging out together once again, and this picture is owned by me.
At the bottom of Shinblade's response to Monie, he says, "As I have said before, I heard a rumor about me and Monie, and when I questioned her multiple times, she said she didn't know what I was talking about. But now we are here exposing who she really is, a liar and not my victim." In response, Monie says that Shinblade claimed that she had made a pass at him, and she wanted to clarify that she had never touched Shinblade and he was the one who made advances against her. She also admits to the fact that she continued to support him for years after, showing up in his Twitch chat, still helping him with tournaments because they were both organizers. But the turning point for her was finding out that other women were allegedly being made uncomfortable by Shinblade's behavior. I'm not certain where Shinblade said she made a pass at him, but it appears that both of them do acknowledge that these rumors existed. Monie in a Twitter space,
You know, and a couple of other people see me go with Shinblade to the car. I can name drop a couple of people like Gerald. But unfortunately, with people seeing me, although other people saw this, they misconstrued our relationship. And that's where rumors started saying that we had a sexual relationship when that never happened.
and Shinblade in his statement. I also received this text conversation between Shinblade and Akumu where they are discussing the origins of the rumor. They believe that since Gerald was friends with Monie, she could have easily deaded that rumor by just clarifying the issue, yet she chose not to. And Shinblade, when confronting both of them in person, says that neither of them admitted to knowing about the rumor or where it came from, making it very difficult for him to clarify the information himself. Another fun little tidbit of information comes from Beauty, who was an eyewitness to at least some of Monie's behavior during KIT. She published a statement alleging that as she was walking the convention halls or the tournament halls with Monie, Monie exclaimed that she had heard Shinblade had a big ass. Now, the incident might have happened in 2021, but again, Monie was still cool with Shinblade until the allegations were posted by Shadow that would become the tipping point for every other allegation on December 31st, 2023. But just a week prior, there was a lot of movement behind the scenes. Zu, who was previously in a relationship with Shinblade, reached out to Monie to see if she knew about a previous situation being brought up because talks were already in the works to get a post out on Shinblade. So it's no coincidence that the exact same day, Shinblade is messaging his friend Max Ninja to see if he knows anything about Monie lying on him. So what's happening now with Monie? Well, her account has been private for a while now, and in her second response, she actually claimed that she was going to be pursuing legal action against Shinblade. So, of course, naturally, I wanted to check to see if that was actually happening. So, has Monie taken legal action yet? Because I saw that she declared, in response to your response to her original allegation, she said that she was planning on getting a lawyer and taking all that the legal route.
But no, again, she has not even attempted. And again, we got word on the inside that she was even offered by somebody, or quote-unquote simp, I guess you could call him, was offering to pay all legal fees for her case against me if she wanted to push the issue. And from a good source of hers, one of her best friends told us she declined.
That's right. Allegedly, someone was offering to cover all of her legal fees, and yet no legal action has been pursued against Shinblade. In fact, the only one pursuing legal consequences of any kind in this entire scenario is Shinblade himself. Now, there's a couple theories to why Monie would remain private, not pursue legal action, her organization dissolving, but one of the most prevalent ones that remains in circulation is that Monie was touching minors inappropriately at events. For their peace of mind, I will be redacting the names in these accounts, but I've also been informed that there were eyewitnesses to this as well. I would like to remind the audience that this is alleged, and I'm providing it as an explanation for why she might have disappeared and all of her stuff just dissolved out of nowhere. But it has just as much evidence as any other allegation in this case, so I don't really see the problem in bringing it up. It's not like we have a huge threshold here to begin with. Everything started on May 26, 2023 at Combo Breaker. Shinblade's pretty much done for the day, so he asks around his friend group, the people he's with, who wants to go out to his car and drink some Hennessy. Who doesn't want to do a fantastic time, right? However, despite how awesome that may have sounded, only one person actually agreed to go. That being Angel, who he had just met after being introduced through their mutual friend, Shadow. Not to get too graphic, but the allegation is that they went to the car, they poured a couple drinks, Shinblade was drunk, started mentioning her explicit content, being that she was in fact a sex worker. She might still be, I'm not 100% sure. But after bringing that up, he began groping her and pleasuring himself in front of her. After allegedly 5 minutes of begging for some kind of reciprocation in that situation, she leaves the car and alleges that Shinblade followed her to her car as she was trying to get her own bottle to drink and began dry humping her. Those are the main events that outline the assault and indecent exposure. The one thing that I absolutely love about this case is that we do have a police report. Unfortunately, some of the information here is inaccurate. For instance, the report alleges that it occurred on May 27th, 2023 at around 11 p.m., but that doesn't make any sense because the actual incident occurred on the 26th. I know this for two reasons. One, because it happened after the Tekken auction event, which is stated to be on the 26th. And two, because there are text messages between Angel and Shinblade where she alleges on video that it was the next day.
He rejected me. So if he rejected me, why was he texting my phone? And then after the fact, the next day, why is he asking me, am I good? Am I okay?
We are yet again witnessing a clerical error with these allegations. First one, Monie being an entire year off. This one being a whole day off. Since we're already talking about the police report, let's go over some of the other things that don't really make sense. Shinblade provided a text message to me between him and his aunt where he alleges it places him with Fury at the time of the alleged assault. That's not necessarily true because there is a wide margin of time between this message and then the message placing him with Fury. And even if it was from 11 to 12, that's still 12 minutes where anything could have happened. But that's only if we trust the accuracy of the time provided on this report, given the fact that we already know it's an entire day off. And it was reported like 7 or 8 months after the actual incident occurred. On May 6th of 2024, we even get to see the unredacted story that Angel told the police officer. And in it, there are new details that weren't present before, and some of the details are out of order or they've been changed slightly. For example, Angel says that Shinblade brought up her OnlyFans content after entering the car. But in her Twitter video, she says that on the walk to the car, Shinblade was mentioning her Twitter videos.
We get outside and the first thing he says is like, what you been on? I'm like, nothing, you know, I just been trucking. He ignored all of that and he's like, I seen your Twitter. I should have really ran after that. Yeah, but I didn't. And he just pressed about the Twitter. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, whatever. We get to his truck.
As far as adding new information, in this police report, Angel is claiming that Shinblade drove them to a secluded part of the lot that was nearby her parked car. Why that wasn't added in her statement a week before? I don't know.
He started begging to me. So after about like 5 minutes of him begging to me, I'm like, I'm ready to get the fuck out this car. So I get out the car, he following me, go to my car.
Kind of seems like a potentially important detail that she just randomly decided to leave out in her first statement after having 7 months to think about it. But what do I know? Right? Also, in the original allegations, Shadow, since day one, was telling Angel that she was sexually assaulted and trying to confront Shinblade. She also claims that she told her family, closest friends, since day one, and he had all this time to make it right with them and apologize. But in the police report statement a week later, she says she didn't report it because she didn't view it as criminal sexual assault. And the only reason that it was reported to the police at all is because it was involved in a military investigation because Shinblade is a staff sergeant. So they were doing their own investigation because they saw the Twitter thread. None of them reported it to the police.
Motherfuckers talking about keep it off the net, go handle it. Bitches not have. We tried every motherfucking angle, every fucking option. But let me tell you, it exposed all these weird ass. Everybody keep talking about go to the police. I did. I filed a report, and guess what? Let's be clear. I am not the one that filed a police report. I am not a police bitch. I've never called the police a day in my life. In my 30 years of life, I've never called the police. Okay?
The case ended up being administratively closed because there was not enough evidence to pursue charges. Now, Angel and Shadow's side are claiming that Shinblade was ducking the detective because there wasn't a statement or an admission from him.
Yeah, we've been trying to get in contact with Mr. Marcus, but he not talking. He not saying nothing. But guess who is?
So why wasn't there a statement from you to the police, even though the investigation was started by the military, I believe, because you're in the military?
I did talk to the police. Like I said,
So you
when she
did
make
talk
her
to the
video-
detective.
Yes, I've talked to him 3 times, actually. And like I said, he kept telling me the other 2 times that I don't have nothing to worry about, and he wanted to talk to Zoo. So he talked to Zoo. After Zoo's statement, I was next. But by that time, I lawyered up. And I said, we could book a call with my lawyer anytime. What do you want to schedule a call? He said that he's good. He was trying to find a nice way to say this is some bullshit. Because they already seen the discrepancies in the police report, from the video, and to the fake addresses and stuff. So he just told me that, basically you can take it to court, but you good on this end. And that was our last conversation. And that's why it was administratively closed.
If you know your rights when dealing with the police, you do have a right to remain silent, and they normally won't even question you if you say that you're going to get an attorney. I've watched enough body cam footage and interrogations to know that for a fact, okay?
Why didn't you go to the police? You in a club. You're anywhere. Someone inappropriately touch you. Your first thought is going to be to run to the police station? Can we be so fucking for real? Nobody on this earth is going to get inappropriately touched and then run to the police department. But of course, people just got to make excuses for their fave.
Why is she trying to make it sound like this is a stupid concept? Maybe if we started teaching people, yes, if you get inappropriately touched, you should immediately go to the police, because then you have the best case possible. Setting the police report aside, the allegation itself has dubious origins. Is that the correct way to say it? From the looks of it, it seems like Shadow only posted the story because he got pissed off at Shinblade calling him garbage after he teabagged him in an online tournament.
They just have Race to Burn though. Oh, catch him on the down for that game. Will be going to Shadow. Looks down on him the whole time as he goes to that round.
What else could have been the reason? They sat on it for 7 to 8 months. They both were already aware that this was a case of an assault. They were already trying to sit him down and get him to apologize. So why choose now? Shadow and Angel's side claim the only reason this ever went to social media and it didn't stay private was because when they reached out to Zoo, she mentioned that there were other women and other allegations.
And the whole reason it even touched the net is because Zuzu, you literally said there were other allegations, and I want the niggas to let me know how many allegations y'all catch a month.
Hey, are you busy today? I was wondering if I could talk to you about something. If not, that's okay, but I just wanted to tell you before you found out through social media. If it was true that it was never going to be on social media, why does it sound like Shadow is warning Zoo that it's going to pop up on social media? That doesn't... You're lying. You planned on posting it the whole time, and then used the conversation with Zoo as a post justification for doing the thing that you already planned on doing. Initially, when the allegations came out, Shinblade did have some support. He did have a few people in his corner. Fury, who his previous text message tried to place him with at the time of the alleged crime, vouched that the allegations were false because he was with him the whole time. Shadow's story is based off what he heard, but we were with Shin. The only time I wasn't was after the auction. Me, Strider, and Trev were in the parking lot drinking. Then we came back in. Shortly after that, I linked back with Shin. He was with Zoo. Then we all went out to eat afterwards. Shin and Zoo went back to their hotel. On the way out to eat, Shin talked to Shadow on the way out. Also, Shin, Shadow, and the girl who's making that accusation hung out at Evo together after the allegations. This claim of them hanging out is corroborated by Shinblade and Zoo, and they allege that Angel hugged Shinblade twice, once at the HyperX pre-Evo event, and another time at a suite.
The interaction was friendly. It was a HyperX tournament, and me and Zoo was walking up, and Angel she sees us, and she's like overly excited to see us, waving, hopping, and came over there and hugged us. So that's the first interaction. So day goes by. A guy named AV, he has a suite, and he invites like all the quote-unquote popular players. We was all in the room, was invited to the room just to chill and drink and have fun. Friendly greeting.
She gave you a hug both times, right? When you met her?
Yeah, both times, both of us. Yeah, both of us.
Despite his confident vouch, Fury would soon switch sides and even start calling Shinblade a predator. He was now saying that Shinblade was drunk off Hennessy and an Adderall, and he knew that for a fact because they went on a liquor run together.
The substance story is a story that when me and Sonny Fox was at a final round, Sonny Fox told me that he has ADHD. You know, me and Sonny Fox was close. And I was like, oh, me too. He takes Adderall. And this is when I was playing King of Fighters 13 heavily. He said if you take one, it'll do you a lot of justice. But he wasn't like telling me to take one. He said if you take one.
Right. He's just suggesting it.
Yeah, so and he knew about this story, and he used that to say I was off of Adderall and Hennessy at Combo Breaker. Just to aid Angel's story, but then like again, he apologized later for everything. But their question is like, why did you do that in the first place?
Life really comes at Fury fast, because in 2025, he is yet again switching sides, posts an entire apology, and in response to Zoo, is taking accountability for getting involved with false narratives against Shinblade. I guess he realized he was going a little ham calling him Shin Diddy. This became quite the shit-flinging contest, let me tell you. We have Angel's side, where Monie and Angel are shit-talking TOs. Angel calls Rick from Evo a bitch, and Monie says she was gonna cuss out another TO that she was filling in, while telling him that she wasn't being hostile. Oh, I'm not being hostile. Hit the group chat. I'm about to cuss this motherfucker out. But don't get it twisted. Shinblade and his side are definitely guilty of this as well. An ex-friend of Shinblade's, Max Ninja, makes a whole thread about the harassment that he was receiving. After a heated conversation about some of Shinblade's accusations, Max Ninja tells him, "Fuck you," or something to that effect, and Shinblade threatens him and his cats. I'm just gonna ask, did you threaten to kill Max Ninja's cats? He seems to think that he keeps saying that you threatened to kill his cats and you threatened him.
No, that's not how it went. So it was like I said, just during the tech situation in 2020, phone call with Billy. When I came at him, you know, I'm from Memphis, man. Like if I come at you, it's gonna be pretty hard. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I said I'm gonna come get you. I'm gonna come get you and your cats. That's how it was presented, like, because I know the only thing he got is his cats.
And that was after he said, fuck you, during a conversation you guys were having about the situation?
It was something like along the lines of that, like, he don't give a fuck about me type shit. And that kind of hurt because, like, I made him a brother of mine. He was invited to my homes and all that type of shit. Like, and whatever he needed, I was there for him. Like, we threw away all his shoes, man. All his shoes, like, had a greenish color to it. He used to wear, like, the same clothes. Yeah, so we gave him a whole new wardrobe, new shoes. He never got his haircut. We made him get his haircut, and he eventually had got a little girlfriend. We got memories like that. So when he came at me like that, I came at him a little hard, and I'm pretty sure he's not used to anybody coming at him like that. But no, I never harmed an animal in my life. Like I said, I'm not too sure on him. I'll probably bite him, but when it comes to animals, no, I don't harm animals.
Okay. The cats are just sitting in the back like, what do you say fuck me for? And while that's obviously fucked up, and I don't condone that, Max Ninja then goes on to leak Shinblade's address in a group chat with 4 people. Giving out someone's home address to a group of people that are already running a social media campaign against someone is a way bigger safety risk. Oh, it was so, they can get a process server and they can get litigation started. Except none of them have actually started any kind of litigation, so you're just posting his address for the fuck of it at this point. Which is crazy because Angel seemed really excited to show up in court and fight Shinblade over this.
I'm foaming at the mouth to go see this man stand on a motherfucking stand and defend himself and come up with a motherfucking story that sounds good because he couldn't even defend himself to his friends.
Have you been able to find her, serve her, now that you have a new judge? Is there any, way forward where you think you can accomplish that? And do you think you'll actually win the case if you are able to?
Yeah, I think we're still in good standings now, even though she's not served. But she's untraceable right now. We believe she has either apartment in someone else's name, because all the addresses that we've had someone go knock on, she's, I think, her sister, her family house, and that's pretty much it. The other addresses are too old, and wherever she's staying at now, it has to be under someone else's name. We also tried contacting her job. They said they cannot give us information because it's a civil case. Hopefully, eventually, she'll be served. I mean, she did make videos bragging about, she'll go to court, she'll lace her boots up, she'll go get the papers, but the papers are waiting for you, you know what I'm saying? So now she's bragging about not being served, and we need to do the footwork, in which they are doing the footwork, but you're clearly in hiding.
Oh, and while we're on the topic of doxing, Angel also doxed a random hater on Twitter. She posted his full name, posted his wife's full name, and transformation images of her and her medical history, and then also his occupancy. That's obviously not the only thing that everyone's done in this situation. They're all talking shit about each other. They're throwing low blows left and right. I've never seen a situation so petty where everyone involved genuinely just has the worst conduct possible. I can't reasonably condone anyone's actions here. It all sucks. It's all terrible. Looks like I'm out of coffee. What do we learn from all this? What's the takeaway? Don't mess with Maui when he's on the breakaway. It's a complicated one. The fact that there's glaring holes in a police report, Monie refusing to take legal action while having allegations of her own, and the questionable behavior on both sides, I don't know where that leaves us. But at the very least, what I do know is that I'm gonna be keeping a keen eye on this case. And with Shinblade as confident as he is that he's gonna win the case, this should definitely be an interesting one. Is there anything left you have to say to people looking in on your situation right now? People in the FGC, maybe people that are in a similar spot as you?
Yes, like I said, it's a lot of people in situations, I believe. I believe, like, what I'm trying to do, and my goal is to be a symbol on what to do. Like you said, you never seen nobody do this. I've noticed that. I've watched so many people go through this stuff, and they either vanish or go away for years, and they try to come back, but they don't really come back. I want to show what you need to do. It's not easy at all, but if it ever happens to anybody, I want you to follow the blueprint that I've done. It wasn't perfect, but the next person could get it right. You know, there's people out there that love you too, man. Like, make sure that you hold dear and don't give up on the people who's caring about you. Because I know, like, we lost people over stuff like this, and I'm pretty sure they had people in their corner that loved them, but they still did what they did because of the harassment was too much. Always lean on the people that love you. And that's my message to the community.
All right. Thank you so much for doing this interview, Shinblade. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you too, Tanner, because, man, I know you're hot in that room, baby. Especially with that.
It's hot in here, man. I'm heating up. Where do I even start with this case? Just so many variables. Hello? You've reached the Technical's private investigator agency. How can I help you?
Yeah, you know that Shinblade case you've been looking at? Check your email.
What are you talking about? Check my... Oh my goodness. Look at all these folders. Some of this stuff is deleted. How did you get this?
Don't worry about it. I have my ways.
Is something funny to you?
A little bit, yeah.
Huh. Well, how can I repay you, man? This is the golden ticket. I don't know what I'd do without this information. Can I pay you? Can I, like, offer you a job? Maybe a donut, perhaps?
I am a little hungry.
Yeah, I bet you. Anything, man. Anything you want. Just let me know.
Got any donuts?
I just offered you a donut. What do you want? Like Boston cream?
Oh no, fuck no. Krispy Kreme, glazed.
You said Krispy
2 dozen.
You said Krispy Kreme as if that was like a flavor. That's a store. That's not a flavor. It's just glazed. You just want glazed.
I want a fucking glazed donut. I want 2 dozen glazed.
Yeah, I'll glaze your donut. Was there anything else?
Well, if you really want to help a brother out, go to my channel. It's PPKKE. Go to the Shinblade allegation playlist and watch everything inside of it. It has everything.
Everything. Everything. How long are the videos?
Probably like 3 hours.
3 hours. All right. I'll get right on that. I'll let my people, let your people know. Don't call me. I'll call you. Okay.
All right.
All right, awesome. Thanks again for the tip. Appreciate you.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Anytime.
Great. That concludes my investigation into the Shinblade case for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for toughing it out with me. I know I'm kind of behind on this channel, but I'm trying. I'm trying my best to show up and show out for you guys.
My job's so hard. It's so hard to be me. It's so hard to be me.
Also, we recently just hit 150k subs. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Helps me out. Later, sucker.